Welcome back to the program. Time to jump into afternoon business chat. And today, as I mentioned earlier, we're talking about pensions. And is there provision for pensions for small companies, SMEs, 10 employees? Because most of the larger companies have that. But for you working on a smaller company, you do not have that. And my guest today is the Managing Director of Octagon Pensions, Fred Waswa. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
Fred, let's just look at the environment as it is now. Small companies in Kenya, are they offering their employees with pension, and where does that sit in law?
Ideally, at the moment, the small medium enterprises, the first pillar of retirement benefit, which is the National Social Security Fund, right. Everybody needs to contribute to that, which they are doing at the moment. However, that 200 shillings for employer and 200 for employer is not sufficient enough to provide a pension for that employee. And most corporate companies, which are the large organizations, the corporations, have their own pension schemes to augment that NSSF benefit. But the small medium enterprises, because of the number of employees they have, 10, 20, 30, they are not able to start their own occupational schemes. What we have done is that we have set up a scheme called Octagon Personal Pension Scheme, which ideally then these small and medium enterprises can join, employees join, and then as individuals, but we handle them as corporates.
Why is it easier for employees to join other than their employers to set up their own structure isolated?
Retirement benefits. Yes, there are disadvantages of setting up an occupational scheme for small organizations. Because one thing is that the RBA requires that you must have a minimum of 4 trustees for a scheme to be a scheme. Now, if you have 10 employees, then you have only 4 trustees and you have 6 members. So it doesn't make much sense. 2 is that the compliance management there's a lot of compliance management that needs to be required for a retirement benefit scheme, which companies will not want to get involved because they are small, they are nimble, and therefore what they want is to be able to provide their service in the area they are providing service. So which means they won't be able to employ people to manage pension schemes. That's why we believe that it's important for them to join a group scheme, which has
so more or less you're outsourcing this service.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Outsourcing this service to professionals and well-managed schemes, and also, of course, compliant with the regulations. So you don't have to mind about how it's compliant, who is managing what. That is handled by the scheme itself, and that's the kind of scheme we have for small medium enterprises. Yes.
Looking still at that particular environment, let's talk about SMEs a little bit. And yes, employers may not have the capacity to do this. There are employees who may not get a chance to meet you or other people offering this service. What are the other options, as it were, for such people in regards to having a secure retirement?
Yeah, the individuals, those are what may self-employed people who may not have having for savings. We are running an activation. We've done in Nyeri last week, where we went around the whole of Nyeri trying to get hold of small medium enterprises and individuals to be able to save for retirement. And it's a wonderful product and a wonderful experience about it. And that's what we're doing for small and medium enterprises.
I'm just about to jump into the story about Egypt where people have died. But final question, why do you think Kenyans don't have quite a saving culture, as it were?
I think one is the lack of financial literacy, which we need in this country. And we've been telling the counties that they need to put more money in financial literacy. People need to understand that what you're earning today, part of it must be what you'll earn later. And that's what we're telling even counties. That it's very important to save for retirement. Retirement is coming. We either retire or we will die before we retire.
So it has to be done.
It has to be done.
All right, Fred was the Managing Director of Octagon Pensions. And if you're out there, you can get them. They're doing their road trips and road shows regarding pension for small companies and SMEs.